Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about a subject that has been asked about a lot, and that is how can I replace the seat pedestal on my Yamaha boat to make the helm seat adjustable in height. On today's video, we're going to show you how to take your helm seat from here to here. Let's get started. So a lot of people have expressed some concern with having to sit on the bolster to kind of see over the windshield. And some folks are a little shorter than others, so when they do that, they're still looking through the frame. So having the ability to raise the seat height to their desired height is a big deal. So this has happened a lot. We've been asked this question over the years tons of times. We've never really had the opportunity to do it, but now that we've partnered with West Marine, these items can now be in our store. We can recommend them and connect them to you. Let's talk a little bit about the product. This is a Springfield. It's called an adjustable pedestal seat. The good news is Springfield is the OEM seat pedestal, so these are exactly the same. They have the same bolt pattern, they're the same size, they use the same screws, so this should be a really simple job for a lot of you. After we're done with this swap, I'll tell you about some of the pitfalls that you might encounter if you've got a saltwater boat. But really, if this is a new boat or a boat that's been well cared for, this is a 5-minute swap. It's not hard to do. All you'll need for tools is just a simple Phillips head screwdriver and some medium blue Loctite, which you can pick up at any hardware store. If you have a saltwater boat, or if you have a boat that's older and maybe has not been cared for, there's a possibility this job gets real technical. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first of all, let's talk about if it goes well. What's inside the box? Let's open it up. What you're gonna see coming right out of the box is a standard seat base. Because on this 252 SD, we did not need this, we set this aside. We did not use this. And most Yamaha seats are gonna use this same base. So most likely you're not gonna have to use that part. You'll set it aside. You're also gonna find the adjustable pedestal. Same bolt pattern, adjustable action here. We can slide the part up and down. So it's got the adjustment here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a seat height adjustment of 14 inches up to 20 inches. So you get 6 inches of height adjustment. That's all that's in the box. Now let's talk about taking the seat off, get into this install. First thing you want to do, in the front there's a handle. You want to flip your handle towards the throttles. Rotate the seat 45 degrees. Once you've done that, reach under with a wiggle, pull the seat off. See the seat base there is attached to the boat. That'll stay with the boat. Next, to make things faster, we got ourselves a Phillips head here on our impact. I'm gonna pull these screws out. Brand new boat or a boat that's a freshwater boat, these should come out relatively easily because they are screwed into an aluminum plate in the floor that's underneath the fiberglass. They have Loctite on them from the factory, so you will want to go back and put some Loctite on these when you are done. We'll take this off. We will not reuse this. Going back on. You may notice there's a lot of holes in the floor here. We had a bolt get stuck on us, and we'll talk about that again in a minute here. All right, now aligning your pedestal with the holes in the floor. Taking your Loctite. We want to apply a really heavy coat of medium blue Loctite on the screw. The reason we want to really pay attention to this is because on a stainless steel screw going into an aluminum thread, there is a thing called galvanic corrosion, which will cause the two metals, which are dissimilar, to corrode, to weld to one another. So for those of you saltwater guys out there, maybe some of you guys that might struggle to get these screws out, that's what's happened. They've bonded. So go heavy on this thread locker when putting them back in. I don't have a torque value for you on these screws, but it is important to make them firm. Really apply some force in tightening these screws. Also, it's a good idea before you use this drill to kind of start the screw with your fingers so you don't cross thread. I try to coat at least 50% of the threads heavy. Loctite's going to set up over a few hours, so if you really want to be cautious, you can wait a few hours before you go boating. Probably not a big deal to go boating immediately, but If you want to be safe, give it a couple hours. It'll set up well. Some are going to ask what drill bit or what bit are we using for our drill here. This is a number 3 Phillips. Grab our chair now, finding that receptacle, aligning it, setting it back in place. Now it is set in the highest position. If I want to adjust it downward, there is no gas strut on this, so it will come down fast. So I would recommend you come down slow with it. Just apply a force, grab the tab, and let it fall down. It will auto lock on the next detent down. So find your setting, and so forth. If you want to adjust it back upward, if it's at the bottom and you're trying to adjust it upward, I found the easiest way. Rotate the seat, pull the seat off, grab the little plunger here and pull up to the desired setting, and then reinstall your seat again. Now I'm sitting on the seat, not on the bolster. I'm looking over the windshield. We talked about if you have problems. Let me point those things out real quick. Rotate this seat around. We'll pull this back off. If you have trouble getting this base out of the floor, these screws, again, they're stainless screws going into an aluminum plate in the floor. Galvanic corrosion can happen. Salt water can get in there. If not rinsed out well, it can also cause corrosion that way. These screws may get locked in place. If that happens, you're going to try to break it loose first using a Phillips head with a ratchet. Apply a lot of downforce. If you've got an impact, it's even better. That will help you break it loose. If you want to spray some PB Blaster or something like that to try to loosen it up, that may help. Let it sit for a half a day or even a day. If attempting to remove the screws, you break a screw off and you just can't get it out of the hole, what we did for ours, because that's what happened to us, this is a saltwater boat, and so we had some issues with corrosion. We simply just took the pedestal and rotated it 60 degrees from the original factory holes and drilled new holes. We used a drill bit here as well as a 1/4-20 tap to tap threads in the aluminum plate down there. You will need a tap set using a 1/4-20 tap as well as the handle that comes with the set. It's a good idea to probably have a center punch as well as a Sharpie and some tape if you're going to be drilling new holes. You want to pre-tape the areas that you're going to be drilling just to prevent for spider cracking or any kind of damage to your gel coat. Well, that's the adjustable pedestal set install for Yamaha boats. If you have questions about this installation procedure, feel free to hit us in the comments below. Be glad to answer any comments for you. Also, if you'd like to buy one of these, we'll put a link in the description below so you can find one in the JetBoatPilot store. Again, JetBoatPilot is partnered with West Marine. We're proud to be partnered with them. So all of those things that are available, obviously you can get through JetBoatPilot now. We appreciate you watching this video. By the way, if you like this one, check this one out.